Hi, welcome to the Active Podcast. It's your very sad boy. As usual, it's becoming a weekly thing now where I just start upset. But this shouldn't be how I start the podcast every week, should it?
Well, you are an Arsenal fan. It's understandable.
I am an Arsenal fan. It hurts, doesn't it? Like, oh God. Okay, I wasn't.
Was it not expected?
Do you know what? I had a bit of hope. But this is what happens. Arsenal's like a toxic relationship. You get a few times where your girl buys you really nice stuff, and then the next thing you know, she's like screaming at you. I don't know. I'm not in a relationship, but this is what I think it works. and then like you think it's gonna work out. You know, we'll get a couple goals against Vienna or some other Wi-Fi passwords in Europa League, and then we come back to the Premier League and get absolutely slapped by Tottenham Hotspur. We got slapped. We only lost 2-0, but we got slapped. The way they played was, looking at it, their XG, right? They scored 4 times their XG. They're 0.2 XG in that game. We had 0.6. Okay, so we've already lost on that. We should have won, technically on paper, because we had 36 touches in their box and they had 6.
Oh dear.
But
it's the Mourinho, right? It's the Mourinho.
It's Mourinho ball. They had 3 shots on target and scored 2 of them. We had none.
Well, to be fair, I don't think Kane's shot would have counted as on target, would it?
No, it hit the post and it didn't it? So
the bar.
They had 3 and then they obviously had that one. So
yeah,
it's draining. I don't enjoy watching Arsenal play, and
I don't think anyone does.
We played entertaining though. The thing is, in the second half, we played really well. The strikers are just so lazy. I don't understand. Aubameyang has just for some reason decided he doesn't want to play anymore, and he just does this madness where he's just lazy in the box. You just see him not moving. At this point, I'd get half his players out.
He's got that contract.
He got the fat contract, and now he doesn't care. It's so disgusting.
He got that contract. He don't care.
That's what we do, isn't it? But that's the problem we've always had. We just give these players money. It happened with Gazidis when we were giving Ozil this money, and now he won't leave, and he's getting all this money. At least Ozil was doing all right. Aubameyang has literally not done anything in the Premier League since he signed the contract. Why have we signed him if he's not going to do it?
How many goals has he scored? 2.
Since he signed the contract, 0. Before that, 1
I thought he'd scored 2 this season.
He scored against Fulham.
Scored a penalty, didn't he?
And he scored a penalty against United. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about outfield. Like he hasn't done anything, and it's shocking.
That's what you like to say.
It's shocking because we're now playing. First of all, we're playing him where he wants to play up front. We're giving him, so far on paper, our most creative wingers. Who, by the way, Saka's creating one of the most chances in our games now. Saka and Reece Nelson. We've played Reece Nelson, we've played Saka, we've played Pepe, who was also creating chances, and he's had chances to score and he's not putting them away. He had a chance in that game where it was 1-on-1 and he didn't do it. What more can we possibly give you now? And it's come to a point where we have to just look at him now properly and say, what are you doing, bro?
I mean, I said this last year when there was talks of him leaving. I said, if you lose him, that's it. You've got no goals coming in. I think I said last year to you something like over half of your goals came from Aubameyang. As soon as that stops, right. you were in the. I think you might have, in fact, been in the position you're in now and finished there last year if Aubameyang hadn't scored all those goals. So.
It's right though. We were saying before, if we didn't have his goals, we'd be in relegation zone, and now look at us. We're literally
3 or 6 points.
We're probably like 6 points off the relegation zone. It wouldn't surprise me.
If Brighton win tomorrow, you go down a place again.
This is bad. This is the worst start. Remember, I've said this last week, but like this is just the worst start, and it's scary to see. I don't want to see Arteta out anything because people are being a bit rash. I think he needs backing. I think he needs another summer.
No, tell me now. If that was any other
managers every 5 minutes,
but if that was any other manager, would they be there right now?
What do you mean? Stop saying no. Arteta is not an Arsenal legend. I don't know why you keep thinking he's a legend. He's not an Arsenal legend.
Favourite. He's still a fan favourite.
No, he's not really.
Come on,
he isn't really.
Come on.
He's not a fan fake. Okay, he was cool. He was a club captain.
Are you telling me that if Unai Emery or flipping, I forgot his name now.
Arsene Wenger.
Are you telling me if they had the start, if either of those managers had that start, they'd still be in there?
Yes. At this point, yes. Because put it this way, if Arsene Wenger had won the FA Cup and the Community Shield in his first season, then he wouldn't have been sacked by now.
I'm telling you right now, if Lampard and Chelsea are in this situation, you'd have been saying Lampard's getting sacked.
That's because Lampard didn't. No. But Lampard
is a legend at the club.
But Lampard hasn't won a trophy. I don't care. If Lampard, was in the same situation and he lost the FA Cup.
No, but that's not the same situation. That's not the same situation, though, is it?
No, but then Lampard wouldn't have gone anywhere. Lampard would still be at that club. He would be.
I'm telling you now.
If he'd won the FA Cup,
because in Chelsea's situation, he's a legend of the club.
Because all of you duns were taught in the first season when he first came in, and everyone went, Lampard, why would you sign Lampard as your manager? And there's all this and that. You guys are saying we're rebuilding. It will be okay. We've got a transfer ban. It'll be all right if we finish top 6. Oh, let me finish. You say it'll be all right if we finish top 6. You did better than you expected, and you got Champions League, and you got to a final. You didn't win, but you got to a final.
You're proving my point.
If somehow now you didn't do good in this season, he's not going to get sacked, is he? Is he going to get sacked?
No, and this is my point.
Because you signed him for the long term. You didn't sign him as a quick
Jacob,
fix.
this is my point. The fact that he's a club legend helps him out so much. If Pochettino, let's just throw this out, a manager that could have joined, right? Pochettino, if he came in at Chelsea right now, yeah. Chelsea were 15th in the table. He managed to win them the Community Shield and the FA Cup. He would 100% be sacked right now.
I don't think he would.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Because imagine if Pochettino had won the Champions League that season when he was in the final, they wouldn't have sacked him the next season. Because you've proven to them that you know how to do things at some points. You can prove that you know how. You prove you're a bit competent. If you can win a trophy, it proves you have some sort of competence. Correct?
I think.
No, it does. It does. You can't fluke your way to beating Man City and Liverpool and Chelsea in finals and at Wembley and that. You can't. There's no way you can just fluke that and get away with it.
Definitely.
That's no new manager bounce because he's been in the job for like 4 months before that. You can't fluke that. So obviously the board he knows at some point he showed them he knew what he was doing. So they back him.
No, don't get me wrong. I think Arteta knows what he's doing. But he's just not doing anything.
Solskjaer as well. No, look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Because he's proven, he's proven that at some point he has some sort of competence that proves he knows. He has some sort of managerial head. He knows how to do certain things. He's not polished because he came from Molde in the Norwegian league and they get knocked out of the Europa League in the group stage. They're just happy to be there. They're literally just there. Yeah? He came from there and he got Cardiff relegated. So they know he can manage a bit. And they just need to bring him out. It's like one of them like high potential wingers. You know, you have to give him some time. You have to back them a bit. You can't just sack managers.
Okay.
Let's be honest. These are Ancelotti. Everton did the quick fix. They've gone for Ancelotti. Tottenham done the quick fix. They've gone for Mourinho. We've gone for Arteta. You've gone for Lampard. These are the long-term young managers who need time. You can't just sack them.
Okay, right. Answer this question then. What position does Arteta have to finish in to not have his career?
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters because the same way nobody cared about what position Lampard finished in last season is the same.
No, I don't think we didn't care what position we finished. I think it was a top 6 or 7th position. I think anything less than that, it would have been a big issue.
You wouldn't have sacked him.
Not if we finish 15th, I'm pretty sure we would have.
Especially with a transfer ban. There's no way you would have sacked him.
Are you telling me that you don't think Chelsea wouldn't sack a manager that finished in 15th?
Imagine, that's different. You sacked Conte if he won the Champions League because he was Conte. It's different. Because
listen.
Imagine, right? No, you didn't get sacked.
Oh, no, he left.
I keep going stop getting me on tangents. No, let me finish my point. Imagine, right? Because you got a transfer embargo. Imagine if all your youngsters were terrible or they weren't developed yet. So Callum Hudson-Odoi wasn't good enough. Mount wasn't good enough. Tabitha Abraham weren't good enough yet to be Premier League starters. And unfortunately, you finished in 14th. He's not going to sack him for that because he can't sign any players anyway. And he's got these little under 21s.
But I'm not on about Lampard with this. I'm on about Arteta that can make signings. Yeah. Right?
Okay,
He's done
he
year.
can make a couple. They give him a bit of money.
Yeah, but
We're
what position?
We're still playing
Are you
for
telling
Pepe.
me that if he
We're
finishes
still
in
paying
16th,
for Pepe, bro.
Do you honestly think that if you finish in 16th, right, Arteta is going to stay? A club that should be.
No, what? Okay, yeah, okay. Here's what I think would happen. Right, if we finish, say we did finish in 15th, 16th, he'd be in very thin ice by summer. They'd probably give him a summer, and if he doesn't perform the start of next season, then he'd be sacked. But they'd give him the summer. There's no way they wouldn't, because let's be honest, they're not going to give us January.
Oh, I think you've got to get top 10.
They're not going to give us January. They're not going to sign us on anyone in January, guaranteed. They might sign up a player if we're lucky, but we need summer, and he needs summer.
No way out of top 10 to stay in.
Go on, Sam.
I feel like I've literally just sat here in silence for the past 5 minutes, so I would like to also provide my opinion.
Yeah, weigh in.
I agree with Jacob on that. I don't think he'll be sacked this season. If you finish, if there's no improvement from now,
yeah, boy.
Because the real test of a manager's skill is when they find themselves in a bad situation, can they improve it? So can they change something? So I think if by the end of the season there is no improvement, then the question is asked, and then I think I agree with you. He's on thin ice, and then you go into next season. If you continue in bad form, that's when he's out.
Yeah,
I don't think he goes. I don't think he goes this season.
But it's the fact
that's why you sign managers like this.
No, but it's a top 6 club. Okay, you might have a build phase, but you're still expected to finish top 10.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? They're following Liverpool's formula. They haven't got the money, right? And Klopp was a better manager than Arteta at that point.
But they didn't. Where did they finish? Where did they finish in their rebuild?
No, but it's a long-term project. No, but when they're in their rebuild, they had. Did you see that front three? They had
No, I'm not about what they had. Where did they finish? Where did they finish? What positions?
8th or 9th, I think, in their first season under Klopp.
That's still top 10. I'm saying outside of top 10.
No, it's not about positions. I'm just talking about a vague idea of a rebuild. It takes time to build a philosophy. Klopp has a philosophy that takes time to build. It took him a fair few years before he won the Champions League, before he won the league.
I agree. I just can't see an Arsenal manager staying if he's finishing 15th, 16th.
No, because you're making it sound like you're saying Arsenal manager as if we're a consistent sacking club. We had a manager for the longest period in the Premier League.
I'm not saying. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
We're not sacking manager club.
Where did they finish in those times when he was manager? Did they ever finish out of the top 10?
No, but that's not what I'm talking about.
That is the point. No, you should be finishing top 10, and surely, as
we
a
should
fan,
be. No,
if you're finishing out of the top 10,
we should be. No, you're right. We should be. We're probably not, but that is part of the rebuild. It's going to take time. They might allow him to do it this season, just so they can get a rebuild, get him a few summers, let him get his tape. Because you know he's got a philosophy already. You saw what's happened with Guendouzi. He's in Germany now because he didn't follow his philosophy. It happens. It works, and we're going to see it work. Give him some time, and once he's built it, hopefully we'll reap the rewards. But you don't know that yet. How do you know it's not going to work? He's been in the job a year. It's coming up to a year.
Yeah, but you don't see managers. You don't see a manager rebuild and flipping almost in relegation zone. That's not a rebuild. That's a tragedy.
You also don't see a manager rebuild in a year. This guy is still cleaning out from Emery and Wenger era. Most of those players are from that era. Practically all of them are from the Wenger Emery era. The only players that aren't are Gabriel, Mari, Cedric, and Partey. That's it.
And
really,
2 of those are very good signings.
And they are pretty good signings. Cedric is a bit iffy. Mari's looked good when he's played, but he's injury prone. Partey's been amazing, and so is Magalhaes. But you have to wait. He clearly knows what he's doing. You just have to see. You have to wait. You have to see what's going to go on next year.
We'll wait.
Give him a summer. Give him a summer.
I think also,
I don't want to see people call it for his head.
He did show his managerial ability last season because he improved quite a lot last season after taking over from Emery.
Yeah,
so
he did. Yeah,
you can point to that as proof of his ability. So I think there are positives from under Arteta. And I reckon he will at least get the season.
100%, yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying he won't get the season. This season, I don't think he'll be sacked. No. I'm saying no. I think he'll 100% be able to play out this whole season. He's not going to get sacked in January or anything.
Rewind the track there. I think he's contradicted himself.
Well, if I did, I meant to say he'll get sacked next season. It's in he won't finish the season.
Look at
I don't think I did though. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. I'm pretty
We'll find
sure
out when we watch this
after
on
I said
Wednesday, yeah.
finish in a certain position, it tends to mean that the next season he doesn't get to manage there. But
So you think you get sacked in the summer?
Yeah.
Or we'll just start with a new.
No, I'm
thing
not
is,
saying he
right,
will get sacked. I'm saying it depending on the position. If you finish where you are now in the summer, I think he'll get sacked.
The thing is, right, is that
Who am I to-
you're hoping for like a let me just finish this point and then we'll move on. But like you're thinking of a quick fix of like a manager fix. Like Carlo Ancelotti is one of the very few managers that can actually do that because he's been everywhere and he's made players so good that they want to play for him. There's not many managers like that, and finding that is pretty much impossible now. And I think most clubs realise that, and that's what they're going for these young ones.
I'm not saying that Arteta should have came in and kept you top 6, but top 10 is kind of mandatory, really, is it not?
It is. No, you're right. It is. It should be. We should be finishing top 10. And if we don't, there'll be questions. I'm not going to pretend we're not going to question Arteta for finishing top 15. I'll be livid. But I have to grin and bear it. Wait until next season. If we make the signings and the store of improvement, then I'll be holding the banners with them. But I'm not going to do it now.
Well, we've got 2 clips there to review in about a year's time.
Can't wait.
Can't wait till Christmas to review our top 6.
Oh God, that's not
the mid-season review of our predictions. That'll be fun.
We need to rewatch them, don't we? We should do a homework and rewatch what our original top 6 were because we're so far off, aren't we? I can't remember what I said.
Honestly, I think the closest anyone came to getting something right was Euan saying Chelsea could challenge for a title out of nowhere.
I didn't believe him.
It's come true.
My club.
Right. This guy was actually nearly right. You were almost right.
But
we're not. What do you mean? We are challenging for the title at the minute.
But I think we should move on to another club challenging for the title now. Who just battered my club? I'm less miserable than Jacob is about his result because at least didn't go into this game. You knew you were going to lose. He didn't go into this game expecting anything but a loss, to be honest. I mean, Liverpool, they're closing in on 70 games unbeaten at Anfield. We weren't going to break that.
The start of, I think it's Mane, Salah, who are the other people? Robertson, not Edison, Alisson. There's a couple more. I've never, ever seen defeat.
Never lost at Anfield in the league.
That's
with that combination of players.
But Mane has never lost a game at home in the Premier League for Liverpool.
Wow.
And he signed in 2016.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
That is a crazy stat, actually.
And there's a couple of them. It's not just him.
I mean, players who've signed since he came in, obviously, it's the same for them.
Yeah.
I think what's worse is the fact that the last loss they had at home was to Crystal Palace. It's not even like a good loss. It's not like a hard-fought loss against United or Man City. They lost to Palace. There's Benteke. I think Benteke scored in that. Like, it's just embarrassing. But they should probably just take an L against someone just to like remove that and then carry on.
And you know that when eventually they do lose at Anfield, it will be against like West Brom. Or something
because when they unbeaten run finished last season, it was still Watford. Was it Watford? Yeah, it was Watford, and Sarr scored twice.
It was.
How was no one picked him up? Actually, he's still in the Championship, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's a couple of players in the Championship that you would have thought had been picked up, but haven't.
Yeah,
at some point we need a segment on that soon. Just talk about that.
Yeah, but I think in terms of our performance, I saw a lot of people saying that we were like terrible defensively. I actually don't think we were as bad as it seemed. I think it was moments more than consistently bad defending.
It's difficult to say bad defending after.
He had little hot flashes of just where you just kind of fell asleep.
Yeah,
and you can't do that against Liverpool.
And there was a couple of them where, at least with the second goal with Wijnaldum's goal, I don't really think there's any bad defending there. I don't think it's just it's a counter-attack from the best counter-attacking team in the league. And then Wijnaldum finishes it off with an amazing strike. So, obviously the first goal is just a mistake from Cody. He doesn't usually do that kind of thing. He's very non-mistake prone. So it's unfortunate that happened then. And Salah, he's always going to pounce on that and punish you for it. Third goal, that one, that's, it's poor marking at the end of the day. and I think it was Marcel who didn't track the run. So he's someone actually who in the first half I thought he played well, but in the second half he definitely had some shaky moments. There was
How old is Marcel?
31, I think.
31.
Yeah, we picked him up for basically nothing, and he's a solid squad player.
Was it Marcel that put an absolutely amazing ball into the box near the end? Left-footed cross.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah,
that was class. That was.
Yeah, he's a good passer actually, and he's a pretty good defender. But as I said, he had some shaky moments.
Shaky warrior.
But the first half at least. The first half, I thought for the most part we were pretty even with them in most ways. We created some dangerous chances. But
it's Liverpool.
It's Liverpool at the end of the day. They take that one big chance they get, and they get a grip on the game, and they don't lose that grip for the rest. I'll tell
you what Nuno needs to go and do now. He needs to go and watch he needs to go and watch some Chelsea games, and when we played Eden Hazard up top, and decide against it because it doesn't work. Who would he put up top?
It was. I think it was nominally Podence. Playing up top, but he's not a striker really. In that he likes to drop deep and he likes to drop deep and pick up the ball and drive forward. He's not a focal point that you can play off. He's certainly not Raul Jimenez. We definitely missed Raul Jimenez. And to be honest, I think the main problem we had in this game was honestly, I think more tactical mistake in the way we set up from the start. I think looking at obviously Liverpool are one of the best attacks in the world. We probably should have started with a 5 at the back because inevitably when you playing with a 4 at the back as opposed to a 5 at the back, we're going to be not as good defensively.
See, the thing is with that though is Nuno clearly wants to move to a 4 at the back.
Yeah, right? I think so.
And mistakes are going to happen because it's a new system. Just like the whole idea of playing out from the back. When you play out from the back, when you're doing it for the first time, you're going to make mistakes. And it's whether Nuno goes, right, we're going to stick with this 4 at the back. If we make mistakes, we're going to learn from them.
Yeah,
and I think it's whether he goes with that mentality because
but you don't want to be learning it from them against Liverpool, do you? Really? That's not.
I mean, if it is, but it isn't. But you hold on, let me get my words right. If you do it against Liverpool, that are the best attacking team, or not the best counter-attacking team, you'll find out where you're going to be punished the most.
I think theoretically, I do. So I see your point there, and also there's the idea that even if we played 5 at the back, there's a good chance we would have lost anyway. So why not, try something out?
I mean, I wouldn't go off the thought of let's give up the game before we go into it and just go 4 at the back anyway. I think if you want to improve and go 4 at the back, you've just got to deal with it essentially. Yeah. And realize that you are going to make those. You don't want to make them, but at some point there are going to be mistakes made. There's going to be points where your defenders don't know where they're meant to be, and this is where they learn. And as long as you're doing somewhat well, so you're doing well at the minute in the league. So as long as you're doing well and you're learning from it, it's not bad because the end outcome from it is probably going to be greater than staying with 5 at the back and keeping your clean sheets. Because at the end of the day, in the middle, it's probably not going to look great because you're going to concede. You're probably not going to look as well organised. But the outcome of it is when it's all sound and cleared out and everything's safe at the back, you're going to get more attackers and score more goals.
Yeah.
So the end product is better.
Yeah. It's also a good way to kind of mark out who is maybe not suited to playing in this system and who maybe we need to upgrade or move on.
Do you think he made signings for this though? Do you think Semedo was a sliding for this system? Because obviously he plays in the back 4 at Barcelona.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think he signed players in the summer on the basis of we're going to move to a back 4 because the way we initially went to a back 4 was not willingly. We only did it because of Cody having to self-isolate. So it was kind of a forced change, and then we realised that actually this is pretty good. So
I mean,
I think luckily we did sign Semedo, who's got plenty of experience playing in a four at the back. And
I don't say you can definitely play there.
I think he's been a really good signing so far. He's come into some criticism for some of his defending, which I think is a bit harsh, to be honest, because I thought he had some really good defensive moments in this game.
I mean, it's a difficult league to defend in. So.
Yeah. And there was a point where he was up one-on-one against Mane, who's one of the hardest players in the league to tackle, and he just put in a really good, clean challenge in the box. And for the fourth goal, which went down as his own goal, he's done really well to actually get a foot in to a really brilliant pass from Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, it's just bounced. He's tackled it. It's hit Mane and then bounced back off him and gone in. There's nothing really you can do about that.
The thing is, as well, if you've got two traditional right wing back and left wing backs playing in a back four, if they can get used to that back four, you've now got so much more a threat attacking as well.
Yeah.
Like, look at Liverpool. Flipping out, Robertson mainly in that game was playing more like a left winger.
Yeah, I mean, Robertson was absolutely brilliant.
So if you can get to a point where your four at the back is safe and you've got essentially more attacking right backs and left backs, it will help you so much. And that's where the Premier League is going at the minute. Chelsea do it, Liverpool do it, I think City do it.
Yeah, Spurs as well. With
Spurs do it. It is becoming the more. I know in English football they do it a lot more. I don't know about other countries because I don't follow it as much. But that is the new style of play that they're going for.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Bayern wing-backs like Alphonso
Davis.
So it is the way forward in football. So if they can get that nailed,
I think that's the plan with mainly with Ryan Aït-Nouri. He is someone who is good going forward. And when he came off the bench, he looked pretty dangerous in attack. And he's probably not ready to, start at left back in a four at the back in the tougher games. I don't think he's good enough defensively yet. But
I think before he learns how to defend, he needs to sort out his hair. Personally, that was not good luck. That was not a good look, mate.
He's got time. Is there an option to buy in that deal?
Yes, 20 million, I think, and I would expect us to trigger that. He looks like a really good player.
Is Johnny still at Wolves?
Yeah, he's injured.
You're not playing though.
Oh, he's still injured.
He's out until he picked up an injury before the start of the season.
So am I right in saying you've got three
in the end of last season? I think it was.
It was all so fast. We don't even know when it was. To be honest, like there was no transition really.
Am I right in saying you've got three left backs then?
Well, obviously, right now we've got Aït-Nouri and Marçal. And Marçal we brought in for like 1.5 mil, and he's 31. He can play left back and he can play centre back as well. So he's like a squad player. And at the end of the day,
where was he before?
Where
was he from before?
Lyon.
Oh. Okay.
So we brought him in as a squad player, and when Johnny comes back, I'd expect him to be the starting left back, and Ryan Aït-Nouri to be the direct backup to him, and Marçal can kind of cover in multiple positions.
So have you got one right back and three left backs?
There's Vinagre as well. He's probably going to come back in because he's been rubbish.
Has he? I don't know how he's been doing it.
I've heard he's had a rubbish loan spell anyway, so they're not going to trigger his.
We'll
four left backs. Have fun.
Four left backs.
I thought he was bad at Chelsea.
I doubt we'll see Vinagre play for Wolves again. It's a shame because he showed some promise in his early years.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember that United game where you won and like him and his did like 180 goal? Do you remember?
Yeah.
He did like he was in that game when he was doing like step overs and that against. It wasn't Wan-Bissaka. He wasn't there then. But he was, it was sick. I think he had some promise.
He's a skillful player, and he's actually better defensively, I think, than some people gave him credit for. But I
don't think you can call a player skillful if they use one trick.
No, he definitely has the moments on the ball. The
amount of times he does the step overs.
The step overs are annoying. The step overs are annoying, but he was actually
every time.
He's just trying to impress the scouts, isn't it? It's like,
who's
going to sign me?
Well, he's that kid that learns one skill move and just uses it constantly. It was
like a 17-year-old Ronaldo.
He just didn't develop. Like he just stayed the same. He never really improved as a player. So I think, I mean, he would have probably been okay as a squad player, but I don't.
You got too many left backs as it is, haven't you?
To be fair, how long will Marcel play for? Because if he's only got a couple years left, then you've only really got 2 left backs.
You don't need more than. You don't need 2's enough though.
Yeah,
I think 3's a crowd.
You've got Johnny, who I think is a brilliant player, and Aït-Nouri with a lot of potential. So
yeah,
I won't mind that. But Johnny isn't going to be back for a while. I think it's March. He's expected to be back.
Wow, what did he do? ACL.
ACL, yeah.
Oh,
that damn ACL.
Yeah,
ruining careers.
Ruining.
Yeah.
So talking of ruined careers, that's not a really good segue actually. I think.
Well, I was going to go for a different one.
How do I say his name? Go on. Do you want to do yours? Because mine didn't really land. So
talking about injuries, Hakim Ziyech got an injury.
Again, that's bad.
Pulled a hammy. Well, I don't know if he's pulled it. He pulled up on his hamstring. Came off in the 30th minute.
That's the second time he's been injured for you already, right?
Yeah, first one was a knee, twisted knee. This one's a hamstring injury. We can't catch a break with our wingers. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
Well, at least they're not all out at the same time.
Is Pulisic still out?
Pulisic's just coming back.
No, he's back. He's back,
didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah, that game was stressful.
Yeah, you went down at first, didn't you? You came back.
Well, we should have probably scored in the first couple of minutes. And then against the run of play completely, Mendy had another slip up, which is the second time he's done this now. First time he got away with it, where he comes out and he kind of hesitates and kind of doesn't know whether he should or not. And then, because he stops, when he goes back to running again, he's not there in time.
Yeah, and Bamford's got there first.
And Bamford's got there first. I mean, I don't think it was Mendy's fault personally. I think it was completely Zuma's. Because I don't know if you guys watched the game, but the ball's going, swinging in towards our goal essentially, in terms of the curve of it. And Zuma's gone towards the curve of the ball, which means he's kind of gone out and had to come back in, and Bamford's just gone straight in front of him. Whereas if Zuma would have pretty much man-marked Bamford, I think it would have been fine. Zuma's not a slow player. So I think it would have that would have sorted that out. But then at the same time, Mendy, if he would have came out, no hesitation, just gone out and completely booted it, it would have been fine as well. But we ended up 1-0 down. And then our new signing decided to play for the other team. Oh, my days. That was... I don't know what he was doing. I'm so baffled on what he did there.
Wait, who's this? I didn't watch the game, so I'm just...
So Werner, it's on target. Well, we think it's on target. I'm not 100% sure.
I saw a screenshot and he kicked it out, right?
But he basically tried to tap it in and missed it. Yeah.
Whose shot was it originally?
I think it was Giroud's, but it could have been Chilwell's. It was kind of like 5 heads towards the ball.
Was it like do you remember when Nkunku did it for... Or was it Choupo-Moting?
Choupo-Moting. He tapped it onto the bar. Post, sorry.
Onto the line.
It wasn't like that. He tried to side foot it in. He kind of missed it and kind of it spun up into the air, and then he tried to left foot kind of bicycle kick it.
He needs to get the stats up, doesn't he? You can tell he's feeling the pressure clearly.
You say that he got an assist.
No, but okay. Okay, Pepper got 8 assists last season and no one talks about it. No one talks about assists unless you got 10 plus.
What I'm saying is, the thing is with Werner, and it's the same when he was at Leipzig, he misses so many opportunities, but because he gets so many, he also scores a lot. So,
he's not getting them now, is he?
I mean, he's on 8 goals for us this season so far. He's our top goal scorer. It's just, at the minute, we're getting goals from everywhere.
Which is good. That's a good thing. That's what every club wants, right?
I mean, Zuma's our joint top goal scorer in the Prem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's on 4 goals.
Yeah, it's like I think you mentioned it earlier. You mentioned it a few weeks ago how basically he's finally learned how to head the ball and now he's an absolute beast in the air.
Yeah. He's mental. Like, honestly, just put it on his head and he'll score. And the thing is as well, with Chelsea, we've got 2 centre-backs that are ridiculously good in the air. Zuma and Thiago Silva can head a ball.
Yeah. Is he tall like that?
He's not tall, but he I don't know how he does it, but he is tall compared to me. But
Not hard, is it?
He's scored headers before. But yeah, Zuma, he's a beast in the air. So that happened. Giroud got a goal as well. So 4 goals in 2 games.
Giroud for Ballon d'Or.
No, 5 goals in 2 games, sorry.
Calm down.
Giroud for Ballon d'Or.
But
he scored
I can see
that.
Lewandowski winning the Ballon d'Or
Amazing.
next year now. I can see Lewandowski, them giving it to Lewandowski just because
Yeah.
they were sorry.
I mean,
Well,
sorry.
also, he's keeping up his form from this season, and Messi's dropped off a bit. But, we'll leave that debate for another day.
But Giroud scored that goal to win us the game against Rennes.
Yeah.
He then went and scored 4 goals
He's
against
the
who was it
top
again?
goal scorer in the Champions League now against Sevilla.
No, it wasn't Sevilla, was it?
It was.
Why do I feel like
Sevilla's in your group.
Yeah, it was Sevilla. For some reason, I thought, I'm thinking, it was Sevilla. And then he's obviously scored again against Leeds.
He's
So
just a good striker at the end of the day. I mean,
He's still got it.
he is a complete striker. That is Giroud.
I'd have him back, to be honest. I don't lie. We need his goals, to be honest.
mate, I'd take him on a 6-month contract to cover for Raul Jimenez.
Oh, we've got
To
an
be
issue
honest,
with
though,
strikers.
could you imagine the memes if we got Giroud back at Arsenal? another Arsenal retiree, Chelsea retiree coming here. But
he just does
the
badly.
thing is, as well, like,
Could you imagine?
like David Luiz, like Willian, like he would just, they're all agents, isn't it? Really, like check, they're all secret agents from Chelsea,
Exactly.
and we just keep signing them.
And then the other way around, we'll sign players from you, and they're just fine. They're decent.
You've only signed a couple. Calm down.
But yeah, no, Giroud's ridiculously good at the minute. Tammy Abraham is still scoring for us as well. The games that he's been playing. Timo
Everyone's
Werner,
in form.
It's
good to have goals from everywhere. Like we don't have that at Arsenal. We have one person, and when he doesn't score, nobody scores. That's what happens. That's literally what happens.
I mean, it's like we've scored the most goals in the Premier League at the minute out of everyone. Yeah, and our top goal scorer's got 4 goals.
Yeah, I think you've also got by far like the most different scorers.
Oh yeah.
Something like 13 or 14 players have scored in the league for you already.
That's crazy. Which is more people in your team have scored than Arsenal have actually scored. Which is like,
but we're doing so well. It's almost strange though, because like the first goal went in, and I was like, oh, we're back to the old Chelsea. We're dropped heads. This isn't going to go well. But like for once, we can go, oh, they've scored. Don't worry, we won't let them concede again, and we'll go on and score loads. Because our biggest problem last season was conceding.
Yeah,
if we didn't concede, well, obviously, if you don't concede, you win games. It's pretty obvious, really, isn't it?
You don't lose to them if you don't concede.
But we're still scoring loads. We're probably scoring a bit less than what we used to be, but we're not conceding as much at all.
Yeah.
I think we've conceded 11 goals this season in the Prem.
At the end of the day, it's the benefit of just having a competent goalkeeper. Mendy's a good goalkeeper, but I think even if you had a distinctly average Premier League goalkeeper, you'd have kept a heck of a lot more clean sheets than you did when you had Kepa in goal. I think you've got more than an average goalkeeper. You've got a good goalkeeper in Mendy. So
yeah, I think he's like 4th in the Prem at the minute. The best goalkeepers because of expected goals thing.
Yeah.
He's up there. He's 4th. So he's doing well.
Even last season, I think, to be honest, he did actually have statistically a good defense. And this season, now you've got a good keeper and an upgraded defense from last season.
Yeah, I mean, last
one of the best
season
defensive sides in the league. I
think we were either 3rd or 4th least amount of goals on our goal. Oh no, shots on our goal. Sorry, not goals on our goal.
Yeah, you had like, I think you were taking some of the highest number of shots in the league, and you were conceding one of the least number of shots in the league.
Which shows us not just about Edouard Mendy, doesn't it? Because it's like clearly your defense is just as good as the keeper.
But yeah, but at the same time, it does because I mean, the amount of times that teams would just shoot from outside our box when Kepa was in goal, like it's a rarity now.
Just peppering him until one of them's going to go in.
Well, they do though. That's the thing. They do. Whereas Mendy tends to get to them.
What happened to Kepa? Is he like your cup keeper now? Does he even play?
I think it's over for him. I think he'll play on Tuesday against Krasnodar. Just because
some Russian dodge just pinging.
Well, no, it's Champions League, and if we lose, we're still top the group. So
it'll be guaranteed win.
But what I hope is he does well. We play him in another game. He does well to the point where we could just sell him, like at a decent price, instead of flipping.
No one's going to go for more than like 20 mil. Though. I can't imagine anyone going for more than that. You're not going to make back that 77.
Oh no! But I'd want it'd be nice to get 30 at least. But
I don't think you guys understand how much you overpaid for him.
Oh no! It wasn't just 70. I'm pretty sure in total it was like 130, 120.
Yeah, you paid like 70 something up front, and then you're the installments and appearance fee. I feel like, well, I mean, you're not playing him, so like there's obviously like appearance bonus. But if he's not making those appearances, then
yeah,
but not pay him.
The less we play him, the price goes further down. So it's kind of
tricky, isn't it?
It's a lose-lose. I think we've just got to accept as Chelsea fans that the club made a really bad decision. Or a gamble that didn't pay off at all.
You have to replace Courtois. Courtois was a good keeper, and you have to replace him somehow.
I mean, at the same time, I mean, the thing that you could look at it as is we've paid a lot of money for Mendy and he's performing. Just kind of shift over the wages of Kepa over to Mendy. And just forget about Kepa. It just didn't happen, which you can't do.
Pretend he doesn't exist.
I think we didn't pay that much for Mendy and he's performing, so that's all that matters.
How much did you spend for him?
I'm not going to lie, I can't actually remember. I think it's 20 to 30 mil between that amount.
It was something like that.
I will find out though, because I don't want to be wrong. Oh, no, I won't find out. But yeah, no, it is performing well. Chelsea are performing well. It sucks that Wolves couldn't take a couple of points away from Liverpool, and it sucks that Arsenal couldn't take points away from Tottenham. But
would have been nice. Would have been very nice.
It was a win-win situation for me. Could annoy your friends. Top of the league. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Works either way.
It's fair to say we've got ourselves a title fight this year, which is fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Stuff.
It's so good. It hasn't been like this since Leicester. Honestly. There was
I just don't want Tottenham
after
to win.
Leicester won. It was same. It was Man City again, and then Liverpool. Right? It was 3 seasons, or was it 4?
Yeah. You're
15,
right. 15-16 Leicester. Then you had Chelsea. Then you had Man City, City, and then Liverpool.
Okay.
I don't.
You have no, because like back this time last year, you knew Liverpool were most likely going to win the league.
Yeah.
Now I have no idea who's winning the league, which is
the only team so out of the 3 teams, I'd much rather lose the league to Liverpool than Tottenham. I think losing the league to Tottenham would just. I don't think I would do a podcast for about a year.
How would we ever be able to make memes about Tottenham again?
I know
they would have won a trophy. It's
the biggest one as well.
Situation.
It's not even like Carabao Cup. We'll let them have that. But like the league, no.
It's all right. They'll bottle it at some point.
They will.
And if they don't bottle it, if they don't bottle it, they'll bottle it next year massively because Mourinho can only do it for 1 year. So it's fine.
I feel like I just don't see Kane being able to last the whole season. I hope he doesn't. But
I think their attack will be fine. It's their defense that I think could let them down.
Eric Dyer's been tripping Virgil van Dyer. What the hell? Like, I don't understand. That was sick. Did you hear me take that off the cuff? Are you mad? Yeah, he's been really good. The tackles he made today, were like, hello?
Yeah, but
what?
how long can he keep it up for though?
He did a sick one against Aubameyang on the 1-on-1 where he did the little slide tackle and stopped him. I was so annoyed.
It's the Mourinho effect, isn't it? It's like when it goes wrong, like it did at Man United and like it did in his last year at Chelsea, he kind of turns all the players against him and no one's really committed and that he ends up getting forced out. But when it goes right and he gets everyone on his side, and then they're absolute just giving everything, limbs everywhere, anything to keep the ball out of the net. And it's the Mourinho effect.
If he can fight for his passion, then obviously it works, isn't it? Well, if they don't, then they're going to hate him because they're not working for him.
And to be fair, he's actually picked up a pretty good team to get his style working because they're obviously they're a real big point to prove.
But do they have
like Ndombele's had a 6 season as well this season. I don't understand why he's playing well. He should have been rubbish and gone back to Lyon.
But do they have title-winning players?
Yes,
Like,
They've got.
They do.
Obviously, Kane and Son are absolutely title winning.
No, I agree with that. But their whole squad, is it a title-winning squad?
I would say if you look at their starting 11, it's inferior on paper overall to Chelsea's and to Liverpool's and to Man City's as well. But
no, I don't think that squad is a title-winning squad at all.
If you look, you got to look at the man in charge as well.
Oh,
Mourinho has, consistently, what he's done is he's turned what could be considered an average defence into a title-winning backline. An unbeatable wall. And then
it just depends how long it can last, though.
He's relied on outstanding world-class attackers to produce up front. He did it again. They did it with Chelsea, with Eden Hazard, Diego Costa, and he's doing it now. And I reckon they can last out the season and give a pretty decent challenge.
I think it's their defence.
Hopefully they don't win the league.
I don't think they'll win the league, but
the thing is as well. But the other thing is as well, is it one of those things that the momentum is massive for them and one loss could knock them off completely?
I could see that happening.
One small thing and they're gone.
It happened under Pochettino, really. They capitulated after the Champions League final. They had a terrible start to the season and then they sacked him. I think that's what happened. I think they were drained after losing the final.
So and could they have wasted so much energy at the start of the season? Could they fall short at the end?
Yeah, I mean, to win a title, you need longevity. And I think the thing is as well, coming up to this time of year, like I said last week, this is when you need to start using reserve players. Do they have enough reserve players to sort of keep them going through the winter? Because this is a tough time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but talking of tough times, George Russell had a bit of a tough time.
He did have a tough time.
Georgie!
We all had a tough time watching that.
Pain. Spain and yes. This was his chance as well. This was. Do you know when you play football at school and the one kid who does Saturday league for the under 9s isn't at school because he's ill and everyone else having loads of fun because he's not doing rainbow flicks on the pitch? That's Lewis Hamilton and he's not there, and so this does not work. This is not working. All right.
I know. I see what you're pointing at.
When Lewis Hamilton wasn't there, it was free game. You didn't know who was going to win. Do you know what I mean? I was intrigued
because I didn't know who was going to win at the end of the day. And I think in terms of entertainment, you have to say it's one of the best races I've ever watched, and it's been one of the best seasons I've ever watched. Oh, this season's
honestly, Jacob, carry on watching F1.
I've been loving it. The ones I watch are just great.
I think at the start of the season, if I told you that there would be a race this season where the top 5 did not feature a single Mercedes, a single Red Bull, or a single Ferrari, and the top 5 was Perez, Ocon, Stroll, Sainz, and Ricciardo, I would not have believed you for a minute.
It's just, I mean, it's sad that Russell didn't win it because I think he definitely was on track to winning it.
He would have won it, I think. Yeah.
What actually happened?
What in which bit? There were several things that happened.
None of which is cool.
It's just a series of unfortunate events, isn't it?
So the first problem was stupidly they decided to double stack when I don't think they actually
shouldn't have pitted.
What does that mean?
They didn't need to pit. Double stacking is when you bring both cars into the pit lane at the same time and do them after one another. Which Mercedes have done it in the past, and they've shown that they can do it. Yeah, they're the best they're the best at it. No one else can really do it properly, but they messed up.
But yeah, and they messed up the timing of it. They messed up the tyres. They put the wrong blooming tyre. I mean, I haven't checked. Has there been a penalty to George Russell
no.
for that?
Okay. They fined Mercedes have been fined, but no penalty for George Russell.
So they put the wrong tyres on him. How on earth they didn't notice straight away like they did with? I think, in fact, no. They noticed after he started driving off. The
I think they did.
Front left guy noticed just near the end of it. But even if they would have noticed, stopped him, put his old tyres back on, I think he still would have had a chance of winning it. It was the fact he had to pit twice.
They didn't need to pit. It was just that was the problem. They saw the safety car and they were like, right, let's take this opportunity. But sometimes
Well,
He's just overdoing it.
You say they didn't need to pit. Look what happened to Bottas when he had the same tyres on.
Yeah, but
I
think George Russell was doing absolutely fine on the tyres.
I think if it would have worked,
so.
if it would have worked, it would have been perfect. And if they got the tyres right, it would have been perfectly fine. I don't think there was a problem with it. I think it was more the fact they messed up the tyres. Then they put on. So then they didn't take them off and put those old ones back on or make sure that it was right. I don't know how on earth they've managed to mess that bit up. It's pretty impressive. Then they've had to bring him back in, and then he's got a flipping slow puncture on a new set. Which
there was a puncture on the tyres.
Yeah.
So I guess he picked up a slow puncture on some debris.
They said at the start that someone got hit with debris as well. So there was obviously stuff on the track. It wasn't.
Yeah. So, and then it went downhill.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Even after all of that stuff happened, he could have still won the race. And then he got the puncture.
Yeah.
I know.
I think the puncture was the one that did him.
That's going to keep him up all night now, isn't it, really? Like, he could have actually won
multiple nights. He's going to be devastated.
But you say he's going to be devastated.
I just hope.
I mean,
he'd
be upset.
I'd be devastated.
No, but at the same time, you've also got to think he's had a chance. Like, it's lucky that he got there in the first place, and he's now shown to Toto that he is capable.
Obviously, in the long term, this race will still be beneficial to him in terms of his reputation. I mean, everybody on the grid knows right now that George Russell is a fantastic driver.
Yeah,
Mercedes know that they have someone ready to step into that car whenever either Hamilton retires or they choose to get rid of Bottas. They know that they have George Russell there and he has the capability to win a race in that car. And hopefully not hopefully really, because obviously don't want to hope that Hamilton has COVID next week.
I knew where you were going with that one. I was like, whoa.
But don't lie, it was a good race when he wasn't there.
Yeah. No,
yeah, okay.
I mean,
it's because Lewis Hamilton is next level. Like,
yeah.
I stand by this. I don't care what anyone says. Lewis Hamilton is the best Formula One racer to have ever lived. I'm putting it out there. The way he does it. Don't get me wrong. Russell was pulling away from Bottas, but Hamilton every now and again is 20 seconds ahead of Bottas. That is mental.
And also Hamilton's got the extra ability of he is that fast in qualifying as well. Russell was the fact that he was so close to Bottas is an incredible achievement.
Yeah.
But Hamilton is ahead of Bottas. And Bottas is an incredibly quick racer. So to beat him, generally Hamilton beats him somewhat comfortably. And it looked like maybe Bottas, you'd be like, oh, Bottas could have this qualifying, he could be on pole. And then Hamilton will just pull out the most insane lap right at the end and just smash it out of the park. And that's what he's, that extra capability he's got in him to just go to that next level and just be so far ahead of everybody else.
But hopefully we may see Russell in the I was about to say McLaren then, the Mercedes next week.
I think Lewis Hamilton probably won't be able to make it.
I don't know, it's Lewis Hamilton. He'll want.
I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it's Lewis Hamilton, isn't it? But at the same time,
just that
he
fast.
It's more about the restrictions. I think in Abu Dhabi, they're very, very tight restrictions. And even if he recovers, he might not be allowed to travel.
I think if Lewis Hamilton had the choice, he'd do it. I mean, Lewis has driven ill before. He's driven when he's quite ill.
I rewatched the Drive to Survive series on Netflix recently, and he did it in Germany last year. He was ill. And he did exactly what I was just talking about. He pulled out an insane lap at the end of qualifying despite having a virus, and got pole. But then obviously that race didn't exactly go to plan for Mercedes. Yeah,
but I mean, to be fair, the other thing with Russell is he didn't know where the overtaking button was.
That's the problem with chucking someone into a car that they've never actually.
The fact that he was that far ahead, he didn't know where the overtake button was. At one point, he thought he had no power.
Yeah,
but he
no power sets fastest lap.
Yeah, I was really confused by that.
Truly is
But
Lewis
No,
Hamilton's
my guy was just
successor.
flexing, innit? He just pretended.
See, I don't understand what sensors mean anymore, because I originally presumed sensors were just like if it censored something wrong, then it would feed it back.
Yeah.
But then I thought sensors, if something was wrong with the sensor, then the performance of the car doesn't work. But now I'm kind of like, if a sensor's faulty, it just means it's bringing back false information. So he actually never had no power. It was just the sensor was wrong. So I don't understand it enough when it comes to the
never
sensor
understand
terms.
how these cars work. They're miracles of engineering.
Just the speed of them. Imagine, just the idea of sitting in a Formula One car just sounds pretty mad.
Yeah.
Must be nice. There must be an experience like that. We have to.
I tell you what else is mad: the idea of Perez not being in a Formula One car next season.
Yeah,
That is
what's
mental.
with that?
It's
Is he not
disgraceful.
getting put in a car at all?
Essentially, what's happening right now is the situation is Vettel was released by Ferrari, so he's leaving at the end of this season. And Racing Point, Perez's team, decided we're going to pick him up because they thought he's still, still a fast
I mean, it's not a bad
racer, still a good
decision.
racer. No, I mean, Vettel, at the end of the day, is a 4-time world champion. And also, commercially, bring in a heck of a lot of money. And they were never going to drop Stroll because Stroll's dad owns the team. So it was always going to be Perez. So Perez
My dad
left
runs
without a
Microsoft.
seat. So Perez is left without a seat for now. There's no guarantee that will continue to be the case because there's a lot of rumours about him potentially joining Red Bull and partnering Max Verstappen, which would be super exciting. I'd love to see that. And to be honest, is Alex Albon good enough? I don't know. I mean,
Problem
Can
is, it's
you-
one of
How does it work? Can you only
register?
register races like once, like at the start of the season? Is
no,
that how
you
it
can
works?
you can change race. You can change your races at
Every
different
race.
points during the season.
Yeah.
Last season, Red Bull dropped Pierre Gasly midway through the season and promoted Alex Albon.
Yeah,
right.
it's Red Bull's a trap. It is a trap. It's a nasty trap. Because anyone
Yeah.
that goes there ends up looking bad because of Max. I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. I don't think.
I do get what you're saying, but I also think Perez would do much better than these guys.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble because at the end of the day, if he goes there, performs well, everyone knows he is very, very good because of how difficult it is to perform against Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if he's not as good, it goes really downhill. Everyone's like, "Oh, he shouldn't be in that seat. He shouldn't be in that seat." Bring in the next driver.
See, I think the difference between promoting Perez to that seat and promoting Albon or Gasly to that seat is Perez has proven that in a competitive car he can get podiums and he can win races. And he's the difference. The other difference is
so
he's
is
older,
Gasly
he's
in-
experienced.
But Gasly's done that in the
proved
Toro
that
Rosso.
Gasly's proved that after moving back to Toro Rosso / AlphaTauri. Since leaving Red Bull, he's improved as a driver and he's gained experience.
Yeah, it's a
He's
difficult
won a
one.
race, he's got a podium. But also Gasly's successes came in, crazy kind of scenarios.
True, very true.
And, usually he's kind of down 8th, 9th, which is, still impressive at the end of the day. He's a great racer. But Perez is in a more competitive car and he's consistently like 3rd, 4th, 5th. He's been there for most races this season. So he's got the consistency. He's also proven that he can manage tyres really well. He's very experienced and he's very fast. So I think it would be a disgrace, to be honest, for him not to be in F1 next year. And I think if Red Bull's the team to give him that seat, then they should do it.
So be it.
Yeah. So, but on the topic of talking about how well drivers are doing, driver of the day, who we also I just point out, somewhat 4% voted for what's it? Is it
Fittipaldi.
Yeah.
That's just
He gained one position.
It's just the Brazilians.
Well, I was like, no. But yeah, anyway.
It's like every English person in existence voted for George Russell, and every Brazilian person well, probably most Brazilian people voted for Fittipaldi just because he's the first Brazilian race since Felipe Massa.
But yeah, driver of the day.
Can I say George Russell, even though he didn't win and he did like a really good
you can say George
you can
Russell.
vote
I mean,
for anyone.
it was really unfortunate.
Most people on the F1 voting thing chose George Russell.
He deserved to win it. It was just a series of unfortunate events, really, that just lost him the race.
He himself didn't put a foot wrong, and he was just very fast, very consistent. He deserved to win it. But at the same time, like Perez as well, kind of want to give it to Perez. And of course, Ocon deserves a mention. He had a really good race, first podium of his career.
Give Perez a pity point because he's not going to be here next year.
I mean, I'm giving it to someone else. So
okay. Go on.
My guy, stick with him from the start to the end. Lando Norris started in 19th.
I didn't think he was going to say that actually.
Where did he finish?
He finished.
To be honest.
You don't even know where he finished. You didn't think he was driver of the day. He's so jammy.
I've forgotten.
Oh my god!
He did have a really good race. You know,
I know he gained a lot of positions
10th.
at the start.
He finished 10th.
Yeah, so he gained 9 positions.
The first lap, I think he made up 9 places. So he did. Considering where he started, he did have a very good race.
I'm giving it to Lando to be different, just because
you love being different in it.
I'm unique, one of a kind.
Well, I'm going to say George.
Yeah, same. Big up George, my G. Come on.
Sounds well.
Get the dub.
Well, I think that's it. So thank you guys for listening and watching a podcast. Go click that subscribe button. I think we're on 29 subscribers. So let's
come on, one more.
No, 30 subscriber special coming soon, lads. Come on.
So
big milestone.
Yeah.
Hit the like button if you're enjoying it as well, guys. It'd be much appreciated. And comment who you think was driver of the day. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.
See ya.